So when did you realize acting was going to be a better path for you?
Well, I wanted to do it my whole life, Rich. Like, honestly, I was just on this rebellious quest of independence. So football was that way. It was my outlet to listen, I earned my own scholarship. I was able to pay, make a living for myself. I was earning my own keep, you know. So I kept going that way. But when I tore my Achilles, and the doctor said, got some good news and bad news. The good news is we can get you into surgery in 4 days. The bad news is you're probably never going to play again. So it was after that transition, there was an audition, open call. They were looking for ball players for a show called Ballers, and they wanted to cast some real football players. And I found myself in an audition, and 3 months later, 10 auditions later, I got the part.
So you still had a little bit of the sports world.
Exactly. That was my way in. I mean, it was God couldn't have planned it any better. And so I shot the pilot in Miami, and then I moved to New York and went to school, went to HBO Studios. But football was my way in. It was football's last gift to me, was entering me into a field that I wanted to do my whole life.
And again, we talked about it when you were here or on the phone with us for Tenet. Black Klansman is quite the film, sir, and you're great in it. But these guys, that's all I want to talk to you about is Ballers.
Oh yeah. Ballers was awesome.
That was our show, man.
Thank you.
It was so fun.
Yeah. It was. They said called it like the Entourage.
Yeah, it's like a sports entourage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
At the time when Entourage kind of went off the air, so there was a void there.
Yeah, we transitioned.
Ballers kind of helped fill that.
What I loved about it too was getting insight on what players and athletes are really going through. When you see contract negotiations maybe go awry or at a stalemate, it's not because the receivers being selfish. I mean, sometimes it is, but a lot of times that's just business. That's protocol. And you get to, get an in-depth look at what they go through, the kind of pressures that they're under week to week, Sunday to Sunday. I think it was a remarkable experience for me, and I love shooting Miami. It was great.
Of course. And who are some of the players that you met?
On this show.
Oh
Man, there was so many appearances. Steven Jackson, speaking of which, so he came out during the pilot. This is so cool. So Peter Burr, the great Peter Burr. I don't know, has he been on the show?
He has been on the show, yes, of course.
The great Peter Burr. He's a wildcat, right?
Yes, he is.
You know what I mean? He's wild. I love him. Again, he ushered me into, he directed his pilot. So Steven Jackson just came out to Miami to visit me on set. I'm like, can you believe this? I'm doing this thing, da-da-da. He came out, had his jewelry on and everything. Peter Burr was like, put him in the scene. He just put him in the scene, and he had him ad-lib talking about this elephant that he bought, this $250,000 elephant. Tell him about the elephant you bought, Steve. And Steven was going with it. He was like flowing. Like, $250. It was Omar Benson Miller, the other actor.
Sure.
We were having this whole. He's been here as well, right? Yeah. So it was this whole ad-libbed scene that was improv that Steve. So that was one of my favorite. I think he did a great job. He was great.
People have come up to Steven Jackson in his life thinking he really did have a $250,000 elephant.
Yeah, I mean, it was believable. I was like, I don't remember seeing it in St. Louis. Maybe it was in Vegas. Because, man, he was believable. And what was amazing about it was that he wasn't planning on being in the scene. Peter just threw him in, and he was sharp. He was ready to go. So that was great.
That's fantastic. John David Washington here on the Rich Eisen Show. The Piano Lesson in select theaters now, available for streaming on Netflix this week on Friday, November 22nd. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.